Just now, the trailer for episode 5 has finally appeared on Glitch's YouTube channel. The new trailer turned out to be as mysterious as all the recent teasers for the 5th episode. We're shown the strange office of the President of the United States. In an adventure in a sports stadium, our heroes will be confronted by a team of evil doppelgangers. In the Mafia adventure, all the characters will turn black and white and Jax will face Korn. In this video, I'll break down all the secrets of the trailer for the 5th episode of the amazing digital circus. Glitch have made an extremely unusual move. The new trailer is intentionally created in a very strange style that makes it hard to digest. Let's try to understand what's even going on in it. The trailer starts with an empty room with gray walls and a dark carpet on the floor, and 2 outlets. There is a black spider crawling along the wall. This room reminds me of the office room where Kane talked to Gangle at the end of episode 4. I think it's Kane's workplace from where he watches the other main characters, analyzes what's going on in the adventure, and creates new locations. Kane enters the room and finds Bubble there. He says he forgot to make a trailer for the new episode.
Oh, thank God you're here! I forgot to make a trailer for the next episode of the amazing digital circus! And my flight to Copper 9 leaves in 5 minutes! I need you to handle this one for me, buddy!
Next, we see the trailer that Bubble made. It's designed in the vein of old shoddy YouTube videos with poor editing. The amazing digital circus appears on the screen with white lettering with a bunch of misspelled words. This white lettering on a blue background is typical of the oldest YouTube videos, which were more of a slideshow. The poor quality footage starts to change rapidly. We see Kinger with a fan cap on his head in a sports stadium location. We've seen Kinger wearing such a cap before, but in good quality in a screenshot on the Wacky Watch website. In the next shot, we see a wooden table, a stack of papers on it, and a black chair. A strange silhouette is clearly sitting in this chair. Judging by the colors of this silhouette, I can tell that Jax is probably sitting in the chair. Next, we see Jax's silhouette in the savannah. There he is, already dressed in his poacher costume. At this point, Bubblehead tries to say the phrase that Kane used to start trailers with all the time, but instead, he messes up all the words and says,
"The next episode of the Great Gaskell's District episode of the..."
I'm assuming that phrase was inserted into the trailer for a reason. I've brought it to your attention several times before that the mob adventure in Digital Circus will be something like one giant Gaslight District reference. Anyway, even though the plot of this adventure won't be entirely based on Gaslight District, there will definitely be a few references to it. The next frame just shows us a screenshot from Gaslight District in poor quality. The next frame is taken from the mob adventure. Jax and Pomni have gone black and white. It looks like all characters will be black and white while in the Mafia location. Presumably, the goal of the adventure will involve the main characters getting their colors back. Jax and Pomni are sitting at the bar we saw in the teaser for the Mafia location. There are other tables in the back and glowing signs hanging. It's hard to tell what we're pictured in the next shot. I think we see Regatha's hand. Next, we are shown an angry, distorted Kane. It looks like he's yelling at something. In this screenshot, he looks like the strange costume that has appeared in parody videos on YouTube and was shown in episode 4 as a passphrase. In the next screenshot, we see a black and white Regatha in a Mafia location. She is wearing an unusual dress that we saw in one of the teasers. Next, we are shown a close-up of Kane's face. He presses his fingers over his eyes and screams about something again. In the next scene, Pomni and Jax are in the circus tent. At the top, you can see something yellow and glowing. I think it's the sun. It attracts Pomni and Jax to it, and they fly upwards. The characters clearly don't like it. In the next shot, we see an unfinished version of the preview for this trailer. All the main characters are holding hands, and it's like they're under the control of a giant Kane. Next, we see black and white Jax again, who is very surprised or upset about something. I think it was at this point that he saw the corn. The corn appeared in the teasers and further into the trailer, so I think it all happens around the same moment in episode 5. In the next scene, we see Pomni and Regatha in a sports stadium location. They're sitting in the spectator seats and looking at someone. Regatha is significantly more annoyed than Pomni. Pomni wears a fan cap on his head. A tennis ball can be spotted in the corner of the screen. In the teaser, it was a dark room with a bright white light in the middle. Here, that room is lit up. Next to Kane is some unknown pink object. Kane is actively gesturing. He is clearly explaining something to the main characters. Most likely, he is introducing them to a new adventure. In the next shot, Pomni and Regatha are trying to defuse the bomb. Pomni has pliers in her hand and is deciding which wire she wants to cut. One might think that this scene is also from a Mafia adventure, but this scene is actually from an office adventure. First of all, Pomni and Regatha are not black and white. Second, Regatha is wearing the dark glasses we saw in the Office teaser. Pomni's clothes for the Office adventure and the Mafia adventure are quite similar. The colors help distinguish them. Next, we see the black and white Pomni and Jax again. Jax is confused or surprised by something. Perhaps he's scared. They are in some kind of basement or workroom. In the next scene, Ragatha is yelling at someone. She is clearly surprised. It's dark outside and the location is open. From this, we can infer that this scene refers to the savannah. The next scene in the trailer is the most interesting in my opinion. We see the continuation of that teaser, where the whole team of the main characters gathered in the sports stadium for the game. We see the enemy team, which consists of evil clones of the main characters. Each of them is the opposite of the original. The clones of Pomni and Ragatha look very aggressive. The Zubul doppelganger's eyes look in different directions. She seems very stupid. Jax's clone is very shy, and Kinger's clone wears a police cap instead of a crown and looks angry. What is notable is that there is no Gangle clone among the doppelgangers. Instead, they have an evil orange version of Orbsman on their team. In the next shot, Jax and Pomni are doing something in the savannah or outside the circus tent. Jax isn't wearing a poacher's suit, so I doubt this is happening in the savannah. We are shown Kane flying around in the dark. The next shot is also very interesting. We are shown the president's office again. Kinger and Pomni are sitting in the chair. Pomni is in his office suit. Also standing there is Jax in his poacher's suit. This suggests that either the president's office belongs to the savannah location, or that this office ties together all the locations in the new episode. In the next shot, Pomni is lying on the floor of the circus with a leaf on his head. Next, Jax, Kinger, and Pomni are shown in a sports stadium. Kinger already has a microphone with which he is about to commentate on the match. The next scene is pretty weird. Kane is floating surrounded by giant blue eyes. I think it has to do with bugs in Kane's program that will start happening in episode 5. In the next shot, Ragatha is worried about something. She is most likely in an office. Behind her are orange advertising banners, one of which you can spot Gummy Goo on. Next, we see black and white characters again, and the bartender is Zubul, who incidentally can do some tricks like real bartenders. I'd be very surprised if she actually worked as a bartender in real life. And by the way, not for nothing, Gooseworks emphasized that future episodes will show alcohol. And by the way, with the help of it, most likely we will be able to learn some secrets of some of the characters, because alcohol in fact makes a person to tell something interesting. Also at this point, we also see Pomni and Jax drinking something. Next we see Jax in the savannah, and this is the same teaser with Jax, only it has the phrase Poacher's Paradise written behind it, which means there will be animal hunting in the adventure. And by the way, it's in this particular shot that Jax is shown as if he's narrating the adventure instead of Kane, and maybe Jax created the adventure himself, because I've suspected for quite some time that Jax has something to do with, or some connection to, the developers of the amazing digital circus. After that, we see a brief snippet with Kane, who is most likely firing a slingshot, but it's not really clear what exactly is going on here. Next, we see a segment with the White House, where Zubul is shown wearing glasses, but then Jax throws her back with a door into the wall. And by the way, Jax is clearly pissed off about something here, and I'd really be very interested to see him as a cop. Next, we see a segment with Kane and Bubble. Kane is voicing something and is in the very location where he was supposed to voice the trailer. But something went wrong. Perhaps this location will somehow be related to the stadium adventure where Kane will take on the role of commentator. But here's something: I don't remember Kane taking part in his own adventures. Then we see a shot of a dark location with Jax, Pomni, and Ragatha, but I can't tell which adventure it refers to, but here Jax is again unhappy about something. Next we see the White House again, where Pomni is sitting in a chair and directing some sort of process, except I'm not quite sure how exactly the roles are going to be handed out in this adventure, because the main characters in episode 5 are supposed to be Ragatha and Jax. And by the way, the next shot already shows Jax, who has clearly already been drinking, but he's been brought corn. As we knew before, he really doesn't like it and maybe even fears it. That's exactly what the trailer footage confirmed, because he immediately started looking anxious. After that, we see Kane writing something in a notebook, and it could either be another session with one of the characters, or Kane will be thinking up a new adventure. Next, we see Jax and Pomni at the bar again, and this is where Jax is already telling her something, but judging by the look on Pomni's face, she's clearly disturbed. Then we see Jax and Pomni again, only at the stadium, and I get the feeling that this is the couple that is going to get some special attention. After that, we see Ragatha playing baseball. I had earlier put forward a theory that she would be a player, and that theory was confirmed. Then we are shown another shot with Kane and Bubble watching some kind of movie, and in the voiceover for the trailer, Bubble is just talking about it. Next, we see a portal and Gangle and Kinger coming out of it. Surprisingly, they are wearing some kind of ribbons, but what exactly they refer to is unclear at this point. After that comes the final footage from the trailer, which first showed Ragatha back at the baseball field, then the entire company of the main characters at the bar, then we're shown Gangle at the stadium, who is laughing while wearing a mask of sadness. We even wonder how she managed to laugh. Maybe she overcame her weakness after all. In the final shot of the trailer, we see Bubble, Kane, and Zubul, who are most likely in the void. But how they got there and what exactly they do there is not clear yet. To summarize, this trailer is just overflowing with new interesting details, even more than the trailers before it. It gives us a glimpse of the full picture before the episode comes out. Kane, for whatever reason, can't properly control the adventures the main characters are on. This leads to a maddening confusion of locations and objectives that drives the characters crazy. There's a slight possibility that this trailer actually refers to more than just episode 5, which is why it's so overloaded with details. It's hard to believe that so much new stuff will appear in just 1/5 episode. The last teaser for episode 5 that was released was the only one in a long time where we were shown Kane and given a hint of his role in the new episode. I discovered that the Wacky Watch website has been updated again. There's a new message there to match the latest teaser. Thanks to it, we can get a full understanding of the main problem of the 5th episode. On the Wacky Watch screen, we see a small looped animation. Kane is in a room with a black and white checkered floor. I'm betting it's the floor of the digital circus tent, and Kane is there. He abruptly turns his head directly into the camera and snaps his finger. Kane does finger snaps when he needs to use his powers and create something, change something, or move something. I think this moment will show up in episode 5 when Kane decides to make things difficult for the main characters in the adventure for whatever reason. That means that in episode 5, Kane will interfere with the adventure, and he's never allowed himself to do that. There's something going on with him. There's an encrypted message in Morse code next to Kane. If we decipher it, we get a cryptic message. The first 6 characters stand for common distress signals, SOS and CQD. I'm sure you all know what SOS stands for, and CQD stands for Come Quick, Danger. The next phrase in the message is, I am losing my mind. Several possibilities come to my mind about who might be sending a distress call and saying they are losing their mind and why. The first theory is that the main characters are sending this signal. We have created so many theories about which of the locations shown should appear in episode 5. Thanks to the latest teaser, it's clear that all new locations will appear in episode 5, and the movements between them will be chaotic and crazy. This makes the main characters go crazy. The second version is that it is Kane who goes crazy and asks for help. There are errors in his program that will affect the new adventures in such a strange way. The last characters of the message mean, also hi. I'm pretty sure these are the kind of words that only Kane would say after the previous phrases. It makes it clear that there's something wrong with him. In episode 5, the heroes definitely have to survive the endless stream of glitches and help Kane fix his malfunctions. Also, Glitch and Gooseworks used to hide secret messages using the Caesar cipher. I tried to decrypt the resulting message using Caesar's cipher. I looked at all the possible decryption options with different keys, but there was no text that made sense among them. If you have any other ideas about what other messages might be encrypted here, post in the comments. How do you feel about that? Does the trailer only refer to the 5th episode or not? What happened to Kane? What location does the president's office belong to? Write your thoughts and theories in the comments, and I'll be sure to read them. The best comments will make it into the new videos. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Good luck, everyone, and bye-bye.